أعزائي طلبة وطلبات الثانوية العامة، أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من حلقات برنامج مدرس على الهوا، الحلقة رقم 4 من الموسم الدراسي الجديد 2021. مساء الخير على كل طلابنا الأعزاء، مساء الخير على كل مدرسي الفيزيكس على مستوى الجمهورية اللي هيتابعونا واللي احنا كالعادة مستنيين كل ملاحظاتهم حتى نرتقي بالبرنامج وندنو من الكمال. هيكون معنا النهاردة في الحلقة وفي ضيافتنا مستر أحمد نور. شرفتنا يا مستر.
اهلا وسهلا بحضرتك.
هتشرح لنا ايه النهارده يا جماعه؟
احنا ان شاء الله هنشرح الفيزيكس للبريتش دبلوما او الاي جي او ما يطلق عليه الثانويه البريطانيه في مصر ايا كان. فاحنا بنتكلم على الثانويه البريطانيه. الثانويه البريطانيه لو اتكلمنا على منهج الفيزيكس فهو في 3 سيستمز، 3 انظمه مختلفه. نظام كامبريدج، ادكسل، اي كيو اي. كل سيستم من دول بتديه مؤسسه او منظمه مختلفه. يعني نظام كامبريدج بتديه كامبريدج يونيفرسيتي، نظام ادكسل بتديه بيرسون اورجانيزيشن، اما اي كيو اي بتديه اوكسفورد يونيفرسيتي. هنبدا بقى ان شاء الله نشوف الكورس بتاعنا بيكون من ايه. ليتس جو.
اوكي، اتفضل يا مستر. Try to use the black one.
اوكي. بالنسبه لكورس الفيزيكس عندنا فهو بيتكون من 5 يونتس. عندنا يونت 1 General Physics. في يونت 1 هنتكلم على الميجرمنتس، وهنتكلم على الفورس، انرجي، باور، افشنسي، وهنعرف كمان ازاي لما يكون عندي ريسورس اوف انرجي امتى اقول عليه ان هو جود ريسورس او باد ريسورس. بعد كده هنتكلم في يونت 2 ثيرمال فيزيكس. من اسمه كده ثيرمال فيزيكس هنتكلم على التمبريتشر وعلاقه التمبريتشر بالكاينيتيك انرجي. طيب وكمان هنعرف الميجرنج يونتس فور temperature، even الانسترومنتس او التولز المختلفه اللي بنستعملها to measure temperature. وهنتكلم برضو عن الثيرمال اكسبانشن للثري states of matter solid liquid and gas. even هنتكلم على specific heat capacity و latent heat. كل دي scientific terms لها علاقه بالتمبريتشر. وفي الاخر هناخد some application related to temperature. عندنا بعد كده في يونت 3 هنتكلم على nuclear physics. في nuclear physics هنتكلم على النيوكليوس، وهنتكلم على الالكترونز اللي بتلف او بتدور حوالين النيوكليوس. وهنعرف كمان ايه هو راديو اكتيف element، يعني احنا بنشوف فيها عناصر مشعه. طب هنعرف هي ليه بتطلع اساسا راديشن، وايه الفرق ما بين الستيبل والانستيبل نيوكليوس. وهناخد بعد كده برضو some applications بنستعملها في our life related to the radioactive elements. Then unit 4 هنتكلم على ال electricity and magnetism. هنتكلم على electric current وايه هو الالكتريك كارنت، وازاي مثلا يعني you can charge your mobile phone even the light in your home even the light here in the studio. وكمان هنتكلم البوتنشال ديفرنس والفولتج. وهنتكلم في اخر حاجه هنتكلم عليها في الالكتريسيتي هنتكلم على الالكتريك فورس والالكتريك فيلد. بعد كده هندخل منه على الماجنتيزم. وطبعا عارفين لو عندي تو ماجنتس لايك بولز بيحصل لهم ايه؟ attract sorry repel but unlike poles attract. هنعرف دي مع بعض، وهنعرف كمان ازاي المagnetic field ممكن يأثر على الالكتريك فيلد والعكس. وفي الاخر هناخد some applications related to both. وهنتكلم في الاخر عن الموتور والجنريتور. عندنا the last unit in our curriculum unit 5 waves. This is my voice, this is sound wave, and this is light. You can see light here. This is light waves. What is the difference between sound waves and light wave? For example لو أنا دلوقتي مثلا بتكلم my sound here on earth you can hear me, but لو إحنا go to space you cannot hear my voice but you can see the light. why؟ هنعرف كل ده ان هو بيرجع للproperties of waves. ده اللي هنعرفه ان شاء الله في اليونت ده. even في الاخر هنتكلم على الconvex lens. نبدأ ان شاء الله باول يونت عندنا، يونت 1 general physics. هناخد first topic measurements. بس خليني قبل ما ابدا اشرح اول topic عندنا في الفيزيكس curriculum. احنا الفيزيكس بنعمل فيها understanding or memorizing، بنفهم ولا بنحفظ؟ احنا بنفهم، تمام. فلازم تخلي بالك ان انت you have to understand the physics due to ان الفيزيكس او الكامبريدج اكزام بيكون معتمد على الاندرستاندينج. لو انت عامل ميمورايزنج مش هتعرف تحل في الباست بيبرز او في الفاينل اكزام. طيب احنا دلوقتي قلنا ان احنا عشان ميعاد الحلقه بتاعتنا النهارده قلنا فيه تايم معين. طيب فتعالوا نكتب كده تايم سوا مع بعض. خلينا اقول ان التايم equal 30 seconds. طيب التايم ده هنسميه physical quantity. 30 is a number، هنسميه numerical value. And finally S represents second، هنسميها measuring unit. So any physical quantity consists of numerical value plus unit. تعالوا ناخد example تاني. لو قلت مثلا the length of this marker 20 centimeters. خلينا نقول سنتيمترز، اوكي. طيب لو فين بقى عندي هنا الميجرنج يونت؟ هنلاقي عندي السنتيمتر، ده اللي هو الايه اليونت بتاعي. طيب فين عندي الفيزيكال كوانتيتي؟ اللينث. numerical value 20. يبقى احنا قلنا any physical quantity consists of numerical value plus unit. خلينا اقول لكم حاجه. زمان لو رجعنا to the past هنلاقي there is no internet at all. طيب فكنا بنلاقي French scientists و American scientists did the same scientific research، بس هم مش عارفين ان هم عاملين نفس الساينتفك ريسيرش. فنلاقي ان الساينتفك ريسيرشز كانت بتتكرر كتير. طيب جدلا هنقول مثلا ان الفرنش ساينتست والامريكان ساينتست هيريد ذا سيم ساينتفك ريسيرش. ازاي؟ هنقول مثلا ان انا عندي الفرنش ساينتست كان لما يجي بيميجر اللينث كان بيوز سنتيمتر as a unit. طيب لكن الامريكان ساينتست كان لما يجي يميجر اللينث كان يوز متر. فلما يجي الامريكان ساينتست يريد the scientific research of French scientist ايه اللي هيحصل؟ he cannot understand. why؟ due to the difference in the measuring units. ده example بسيط. تخيلوا بقى كان العالم كله كده. طب الساينتستس ما توقفوش ولا سكتوا، عملوا كونفرنس وطلعوا بنظام دولي هنسميه international system of unit، وحطوا فيه 3 main physical quantities. يبقى احنا سميناه ايه؟ international system of units. اول يونت عندي او اول physical quantity كانت اللينث. its measuring unit متر، وبنريبريزنت ليها m. second physical quantity mass، والميجرنج يونت بتاعتها كيلوغرام، وبنريبريزنت ليها kg. the last one is time، والميجرنج يونت بتاعتها second and the abbreviation for second s. يبقى انا كده عندي هنا دول the three main physical quantities واللي هم هيكملوا بدورهم معانا till the end of the physics course. طيب دورنا بقى النهارده او عايزكم تركزوا معايا يا شباب ان احنا هناخد every physical quantity of these وهناخده in details. هنعرف بقى ايه الميجرنج تولز بتاعته what are the precautions to put in your consideration when you measure each one of them also. وهنشوف برضو هنحل some problems and questions in the classified. وبالمناسبة يا شباب الكلاسيفايد دي هي عبارة عن الباس اكزامز الامتحانات السابقة بس الفكرة ان هي classified by topics او by chapters. اول physical quantity هنتكلم عنها the length. طيب لو انا عندي متر وعايز اكونفرت السنتيمتر and if I have centimeter and I want to convert to meter قبل ما نعمل اي conversion لازم to ask yourself a question which physical or which measuring unit is bigger and which measuring unit is smaller. So the bigger one is meter. This is bigger. The smaller one centimeter. وزي بنقول كده بالعربي الاخ الكبير بيعمل ايه في الاخ الصغير يا مستر احمد؟
يضربه.
بيضربه. فاحنا هنعمل مالتيبليكيشن. هنيجي هنا بقى برضو قبل ما نعمل اي conversion لازم نعرف which measuring unit is smaller و which measuring unit is bigger. فهنلاقي ان السنتيمتر smaller وهنلاقي ان المتر bigger. طب الاخ الصغير هيعرف يعمل حاجه مع الاخ الكبير؟
of course no.
ما اعتقدش. هيعمل ايه؟ هيعمل division. طيب هنملتبلاي هنا بقى ايه باي ايه وهنا هملتبلاي بايه 100 وهنا هنديفايد باي 100. طيب انا دي ممكن اكتبها بشكل تاني بدل ما اقول divided by 100 ممكن اقول multiplied 10 باور نيجاتيف 2. لما يكون عندي الباور نيجاتيف ده بيميز ان انا بعمل division. طيب عندنا طبعا لما بنكونفرت برضو some important conversion لو انا بتكلم على الكيلو مثلا كيلو وات كيلو اوم whatever الكيلو كيلو جرام 10 باور 3. طيب خلينا نقول وكمان عندنا الميجا 10 باور 6 الجيجا 10 باور 9. طب السنتيمتر 10 باور نيجاتيف 2. انا هنا في الاول عملت ايه؟ في اول ثلاثه دول انا عملت ايه؟ انا كده بكونفرت من اللارجر او بيجر لسمولر فعشان كده الباور ماله بوزيتيف. طب ذا لاست وان عملت هنا ايه؟ انا كل اللي عملته هنا ان انا عملت ديفيجن عشان هكونفرت من السنتيمتر للمتر which from smaller to bigger. طيب جميل جدا. ندخل اكتر في اللينك ونتكلم ان انا في عندي different tools to measure length. فمثلا عندنا رولر المسطره بتاعتنا في 20 سنتيمتر وفي 30 سنتيمتر وفي مور ذان ذات. عندنا برضو في حاجه اسمها measuring tab وعندنا الفيرنير كاليبر اند مايكرومتر. طبعا الديفايسز دي او التولز دي هنتعرض لها اكتر لما نيجي ناخدها ان ديتيلز في البورت بتاع البراكتيكال. طيب if I have an object like that and I wanna measure by ruler لو افترضنا ان دي كده my ruler. طب هل انا هقربها من الاوبجكت ولا هل انا احطها كده؟ which one is better عشان اميجر اللينث بتاعها؟ طبعا ان انا اقرب من الاوبجكت. فهنلاقي ان الرولر بتاعتنا هتبقى كده. طيب يبقى انا اول precaution put in your consideration when you measure length you have to put the scale or the measuring tool close to the object. طيب لما اجي اخد الريدنج بتاعتي اخدها ازاي؟ which position is correct. Position A, B or C. يعني كأني باخد الريدنج. لو دي الرولر هاخدها كده على طول direct perpendicular ولا هعمل كده ولا هعمل كده. I think the best one and the accurate one position A. وده تاني precautions عندنا. You have to take the reading perpendicular to the scale. This mean you make angle 90.
You mean the straight one?
The straight one, yes, which make 90 degree to avoid something called parallax error. قاعدة كده بقى يا شباب. When you take any measurements, when you try to measure anything, you have to repeat 10 times and to get an average. طب انا ليه بعمل repeating؟ علشان خاطر انا there is no measurement is accurate 100%. That's why اللي انا بعمل repeating. دي محاولة مني اللي انا بوصل ل the most accurate result او the most accurate number. طيب تعالوا كده ناخد some questions بتيجي في classified. لو انا مثلا if I have cylinder or sphere, put it between two vertical blocks like this, and I have meter rule. And I'm asking you now, what is the diameter? Where is the diameter? Measure the diameter. This is the diameter. How you can measure? You will take two distances to measure the diameter. First distance starts from the second block B to the starting of block A. And you will call it x2. Second distance or second length from the ending of block A to the starting of block B, and they call it x2. So now the diameter equal x2 minus x1, this distance. But one of my students said I can take this length directly. هي ممكن تبقى صح بس ده مش the most accurate answer. أنا دايما بدور في الميجرمنتس على ال most accurate length, mass, time, whatever the quantity I wanna measure. طيب تعالوا ناخد question تاني مهم بيكرر معانا في classified. If I have ball bearings, small balls like this, and put it between two vertical blocks, and I want to measure the diameter of one of them, and this is your meter or this is your ruler. The same, you will take the same distance from here to there, x2 minus x1, but the answer divided by the number of the balls. For example, they are 10, so you will get the length or the diameter of only one ball. Is it clear?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's take another example. If this marker, if I want to measure its circumference, how can I measure its circumference? Wind string 10 times, and then wind string, and they put it on a ruler, and then the length, the resulted length divided by 10. The U2, you went the string 10 times. So you will get the length for only one circumference. So, as we said, there are three main physical quantity: length, mass, and the unit, and the time. Let's go to volume now. How you can measure volume? For large volume, we use measuring cylinder. For a small volume, we use pipette or burette. The measuring unit for volume, liter or decimeter cubed. Now I'm speaking about the volume for liquids. So the cylinder must be vertical on the bench. Sorry, you must put it vertical and horizontal on the bench. So it's the vertical, make angle 90 to the bench, stand like that, but it's the horizontal on the bench. When you take the reading, which angle? A, B, or C? What do you think? It should be perpendicular, make angle 90, straight, as we said. So the A is the correct one. The reading should be perpendicular to the scale to avoid parallax error. But in volume, there is something new. When we study liquids closely, we find that the surface of the liquid is different. So sometimes it's a surface like that, and sometimes it's like this. So this, the first layer called meniscus. For all liquids, the meniscus from bottom. And also we take the reading of volume from bottom. So this is for all liquids. But the problem here, this is mercury. When we try to take the reading of volume, we take it from the top of the meniscus. So when we have any liquid, you read the volume from the bottom, but only for mercury you can take the reading from the top. And also this is measurement, so you have to repeat 10 times and to get an average. Let's take the volume for solids. In solids, we have regular or irregular solids. For regular solid, if I have regular shape like cube, and in general volume equal length by width by height. This is for regular solids. But how we can measure the volume for irregular solids? We have two methods. First one, by using measuring cylinder. First step, you take or get a cylinder and fill it with water. This is V1, first volume. And then insert your solid. So what will happen for the level of the water? It will increase. So this is V2. Now I wanna know the volume of a regular solid. So the volume equal volume for solid. V2, which is the volume of water or liquid and solid, negative or minus V1, the volume of liquid only. And this is the first method. What about the second method? We can use the same measuring cylinder. But before it, we use something called displacement can. See? This is displacement can. I fill it with water until its opening. And under or below this opening, I put my cylinder. And then insert my solid. When you insert your solid, you insert it gently and totally immersed. This means the water above or fully above the solid. تبقى الوتر كلها فوق كده ويبقى هو يبقى تحت خالص كده، ما يبقاش فيه مثلا الهاف under the water and the half above the water. لازم يكون كده. ولما اجي كمان insert the solid, it must insert gently. Why? عشان بيكون عندي هنا في floated water. ميه هتنزل هنا ووتر هتنزل هنا فهتديني هنا ايه؟ هتديني هنا فوليوم. الفوليوم اللي هنا ده هو ده الفوليوم for irregular solid. طيب question هنا بقى، امتى استعمل الميجرنج سالندر and displacement can وامتى استعمل الميجرنج سالندر بس؟ مع ان الاثنين for irregular solid. فكروا كده معايا. احنا اتفقنا قلنا ان انا عندي السوليد بيبقى فيه regular و irregular. irregular سهله، بيكون عندي رول وانا ايه بابلاي this rule. but for irregular solid بعمل ايه؟ قلنا يا اما measuring cylinder يا اما measuring cylinder and displacement can. طب هنعمل ايه بقى؟ ايه الفرق ما بين الاثنين؟ انا لو السوليد عندي small ينفع اعمله inserting في measuring cylinder هيuse the measuring cylinder only. but if the solid is large I cannot enter in the measuring cylinder, so you have to put it in the displacement can. Who remember what are the three main physical quantities according to the international system of unit? They are length, mass and time. And length measured by meter, mass by kilogram and time by second. So now we will go to mass. What is mass? What is the mass of this pen? This marker. The mass of this marker is the matter, amount of matter contained in this marker. That's to mean the amount of plastic and this cover. For example, also this paper. What is the mass of this paper? The amount of matter, which is paper. So mass is the amount of matter contained in an object, and they will measure mass by kilogram, and kilogram equal 1000 or 10 power 3 grams. What are the measuring tools for mass? Something called top band balance. This is the shape of the top band balance. For example, 20 grams. And the object, I put it here. I want to measure it. What are the precautions to measure mass by using this open balance? The balance should be clean. There is no dust on the balance. Due to if there is dust, so the dust has mass. So I get an error in the end of the mass or in my calculations. Second, the balance should put horizontal on the bench. And finally, the digital screen. You have to make sure the digital screen is 0. This means there is no mass or no error in your measurements. These are the 3 precautions to measure mass. If I have one pen like that, the booth, and I want to measure its mass, what I'm gonna do? The pen is too small. If I put it here, so there is no mass. What is the solution then? Can you try to thinking? I can put 100 pens. So I get the mass for 100 pens. So this mass divided by 100. So I get the mass for only 1 pen. Again and again, what are the 3 main physical quantities according to the International System of Units? Length, mass, and time. Now the time for time. To measure time, there are many tools like clock or watch. So clock or watch, it's used for measure long time. A small time we use stopwatch, but make sure the stopwatch starts from 0. Otherwise, you have to make correction at the end of calculations or measurements. Also, if I have time, but the end of this time is 3 seconds. يعني أنا بعد 3 seconds ما أقدرش أعدي. في measuring tool بتmeasure لحد 3 seconds. دي is very accurate. Something called electronic clock. تعالوا نشوفه سوا في الفيجر اللي جاي ده. This is electronic timer. It has 2 switches, A and B. A means the clock is off, but B means the clock is on. So this electronic timer is used to measure time up to 3 seconds. If the time is 3.1 second, there is no measurements. In the time we have 2 experiments. First one is related to periodic time. What is periodic time? Time repeating by equal scale or by equal method. This is pendulum. You can find this in the old clocks. It's like that. زمان بقى الكلام ده كنا بنلاقي الساعات اللي شكلها عامله بالمنظر ده. طيب انا دلوقتي عندي البندولم ده عندي فيه هنا دي point A ودي point C. Now I wanna make one complete vibration, one complete oscillation, one complete circulation. The 3 words have the same meaning. What is the meaning of vibration or circulation? I want this small bulb make one vibration, one circulation. So to make that, it should move from A to C and then come back again to the A. This is one complete oscillation. So the question now, if I want to make 20 complete oscillation, how many times this small bulb move from A to C? For one time, it should move 2 times. So for 20, 20 by 2, 40 times. So this is our experiment. I want to measure the only one oscillation. But to measure that, I should make 20 complete oscillation first and then get the one oscillation called the periodic time. So let's just say the experiment together. First, I have this pendulum and I measure the distance from, or the length from the hanging point to the center of mass of bulb, this one. This length called, or I put a letter for that, which is L. So this length is L. Okay. I started the experiment by, I take it from this end and then lift it to make 20 complete oscillations. But once I lift it, I should start my stopwatch to calculate the time for 20 complete oscillations. 2 students make this experiment. One is start moving the small bulb from the one of 2 ends, and the next one is start the stopwatch and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on till I finished 20 complete oscillations. Now I have time for 20 complete oscillations. I only, or I wanted to only, I want to only, sorry, one complete oscillation. So the time for 20 complete oscillation divided by 20. So I get the time for one complete oscillation. But see here, this is the time and this is the periodic time. Periodic time is larger, capital T, but the small time or any time is a small letter, small t. So what is the meaning or the definition of periodic time? Time to make one complete oscillation. And as we said, there is no measurement has accuracy 100%. So we have to repeat the experiment, but by changing the length. What is that? This is triangle? No, it's delta. What is delta? Delta in physics means a change or difference. So I change L, I change the length. That's why I put the delta. Now we go to the next experiment related to time, but now by using the electronic timer. This amazing electronic timer, this is amazing an instrument to measure the time. So let's draw it first. This switch A and this is B switch. This is off and this is on. Okay. And this is electromagnet. And here I have receptor pad. And this is electronic timer. and the electronic timer hold a steel ball. To make this experiment, first you have to measure the length from the bottom of the steel ball till the top of the receptor pad, and this length is S. Next step, now electronic timer on A, which means off. I make the electronic timer on B, so the electronic timer now calculate time. Once the electronic timer on B, which means on, the steel ball is starting to falling down. Once it reaches the receptor pad, so the electronic timer come back to A switch again, which means off. So now the time is recorded automatically without any human. So this time is called what? The time I called it I measured by the electronic timer. This time is time of free fall. Free fall. If I have a stone and a feather and I let them fall down, so which one will reach faster to the earth, the stone or the feather? Which one?
The stone.
The stone, due to the stone is heavy, has heavy weight. This is the normal falling. But what is the meaning of free fall? Free fall means there is no force affects on the object except the force of gravity. You know, now there is force pulls my body down, so I cannot fly. I cannot. If I jump, I return again to the earth due to the force of gravity that pull my time or my body down. This is the force of gravity. But free fall means, as I said, there is no force except the force of gravity. So the feather and the stone reach the earth at the same time. How? Due to there is no force, only the force of gravity. Why the stone reach the earth faster? Due to there are another force, which is air resistance, make the feather go right and left. So this time is wasting, but the stone is heavy and is directly reached to earth. So here in this experiment, this is the time of free fall. Okay. So what did we take today?
Okay. Come on, have a seat, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay.
We can make summary here on the chair.
Yes. Excellent, Mr. Ahmed. In 2 minutes, try to revise all what you have explained in this episode.
Okay. Today we take the first topic in the British diploma, which is measurements. We take what is the meaning of measurements, what is the meaning of physical quantity, and we know physical quantity consists of measuring unit and numerical value and the measuring unit. And then we take the international system of unit, which is very important, the length and the mass and time. And then we take the 3 physical quantities, which is length, mass, and time in details by the measuring tools and measuring unit. And some tricky questions come unclassified. That's all.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Ahmed. شرفتنا ونتمنى نشوفك إن شاء الله في حلقات قادمة. وتمنيات القلبية لكل طلابنا الأعزاء وإن هم يكونوا استوعبوا معنا الحلقة كويس زي ما احنا شفناها مع مستر أحمد في الاستوديو ونشوفكم على خير إن شاء الله. شكرا.